Welcome back to another video on 21st Century Opinion with us. My name is Emmy, if you didn't already know.
And this is your boy Johnny Boy the Great, aka Johnny Boy the Great, back at you with a new video, and you already know that.
Thank you so much for watching our videos. Thank you to everybody that supports and like our videos. We really appreciate you guys. And what are we talking about for today's video?
I actually know. All right. Today we digging deeper into child having a kid or something like that, right? Because you can see like so many times like a young mother, like for example someone that's in high school that got pregnant, right? They get judged like so harshly and everything like that, and people always seems to put them down. Or if you're not in a good position in life, people literally judge when you have a kid and be like, oh, da da da, you could at least graduate college first or things like that. Me personally, I think I think there shouldn't be an age where you have kids, and I don't think someone should judge a girl that's like 15 years old that has a kid. You know, maybe it's a blame on their parents for not teaching them about sex and things like that, right? But they shouldn't be judged. And a guy like me coming from young birth myself, so I wouldn't judge.
I don't think there's a right age to have kids or a perfect time in life. I think your heart tells you when you're ready to have kids. But at the same time as well, you should also consider am I in a position where I can actually take care of this child, or am I bringing someone into the world to suffer? I think that's an important factor you should put into consideration. And as long as when you ask that question, the answer is yes, you are in a good position to take care of your child, provide them with their basic needs, and you think you're mentally ready, knock yourself out. But don't go and have a kid and thinking like, oh, my mom's gonna take care of it for me.
Yes, since we're talking about like basically in this video we're talking about like what's the right age and what's the right situation to have a kid, right? What I started off by saying that is like if that happens, mistakes do happen in life, and we have so many hypocrites out there that's like willing to judge and everything. That shouldn't be it. With that being said, me personally, I think the right time for you to have a kid, like if you have control of it, I think is after you have something going for yourself, right? After like you feel like you accomplish your dream, and now you want a kid there to share it with or to live it for.
I don't necessarily agree with that though.
What do you mean? Like okay, because I don't. Me personally, I don't want to bring a kid into the world that I don't think I'll be able to provide for.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think it's like you have to wait till you accomplish your dreams, right? Like some people's dreams are, you're not gonna reach them by the time you're 30. You're not gonna reach them by the time you're 40. I think as long as you feel like you're mentally ready and you physically can, and you will do anything possible to make sure your child is fed, educated, dressed, safe, you go ahead and knock yourself out if that's what you want to do.
I mean, by dream, I don't mean like if your dream is to be the president, you might be like Biden and don't win the presidency until like 78, but so you cannot wait till 78. So by dream, I mean like something realistic, right? Like all of us in life, we wanna be in a place where we're comfortable, right? You wanna have your own car, probably your own apartment or house, you know. Once you get to that point and then where you have the time and then you're like, yo, I can take care of a kid, or I have excess amount of money or excess amount of resources that I can spend in a kid, and I have enough time to spend with them to make sure that they don't grow up and go be bombs out there, then I think it's the right time. But if mistake does happen, condom does get ripped, um, we don't like to wear condoms as well. People don't like to pull out. If that happens,
If that happens, then it's how you react to the situation. If you get into a situation where you end up being pregnant and it wasn't planned, it's how you react to the situation, right? Are you gonna step up? Like, yeah, you made a mistake, but what's this thing? Like, if you made a mistake, you have to step up and own up to your mistake, right? And fix it. Like, okay, I am bringing a child into this situation, or into my life that I wasn't ready for. What am I gonna do to provide them with the best life possible? What am I gonna do to make up for my mistake? Like, don't just be like, oops, it happens, and then you don't make any effort. Like, you're never home. You all the time you know how look, people like leave their kids in the house like and go party, or they'll like give them drugs and stuff like pills to sleep through the night just so they could go do whatever they want.
And if that kids are expensive, I was an expensive kid, you know. I still take my mom's money sometimes.
You look real cheap to me.
but it but with that being said though, if you do find yourself trapped in a situation where, you know, condoms are free, just so you know. But if you do find yourself stuck in a situation where you're having a kid or you're at a young age, government does provide a lot of assistance, you know. You can get free babysitting and all these things. You don't have to raise the kid in a bad situation.
And every time you make the decisions to have sex, right? Every time you make the decision to have sex, you should think about like what it's gonna happen if I get pregnant at this moment. Like every time you make that decision, that's what you should be thinking about. What's gonna happen if I get pregnant? What's gonna happen if I catch an STD? I think if you think about that every time and not just focus on like, ooh, so much pleasure, then there would be so many less unwanted children in the world.
I think at a younger age, we cared about getting a girl pregnant more than an STD. That's how it used to be for me.
Then it should be like that for everybody. Absolutely everyone should. You should really be thinking of like the long-term consequences. Like, yes, having sex is fun, it feels good and all that, but there can also be long-term consequences to deal with. And every time you make the decisions to do it, you should think of what would be your outcome if you had to deal with what would be your decision if you had to deal with one of those consequences.
Well, my input is if you have to think about those consequences while having sex, then sex is no longer fun for you. So don't think about that. See what you think of, right? Prior to have sex with somebody, right? Like for example, if I'm talking to you and like and I wanna have sex with you, or we in the process of having sex, right? I'm not gonna have sex with someone that I don't see myself raising a kid with or carrying my child, right? You should think of it this way. Like so, if you see somebody you like, maybe think about, yo, what if I get pregnant while I'm with that person? Can we raise a kid together? If that person financially stable, or if that person a caring person enough to at least watch my child when I go to work, you know, you think of things like that. But at the moment, I'm telling, if it's at the moment that you're trying to think about those things, then it's no longer gonna be fun, and that's
then
when.
don't do it. If you didn't think about it before, don't do it.
And yeah, that's when you get pregnant the easiest too, because once you're scared, your stimulus, whatever that thing is, you get pregnant easier when you're scared. You have to be calm and relaxed, you know.
Is that a fact?
I think it is a fact. And if I'm wrong, you guys can always comment it.
Yeah, good double check him. I don't believe that.
I believe it.
But seriously, if you didn't think about it before, what could happen if I do get pregnant? What could happen if I catch an STD? Or a man, what could happen if I get this girl pregnant? Or what will happen if this girl get pregnant? Then you shouldn't do it. It should ruin the moment for you. You shouldn't want to continue if you didn't think about it before.
But as a finalist though, if you're like 30 and you still don't see yourself comfortable of having a kid, you should probably just have one anyway, because it's getting late.
That's terrible advice. Kids aren't for everybody. If you don't see
I'm
yourself
ready.
having one, don't have one. If you don't feel like you're mentally prepared to have one, don't let society like pressure you to. I feel like that's another thing. Like society's always like, oh, when are you having a kid? Oh, you're like 35. When are you having a kid? Or you just get married. You just got married. When are you having a kid? Everyone should just off and leave you alone, and it's none of your business. Like, you'll have a kid when you're ready. Don't let anyone pressure you to have a kid. It should be your decision. It should be you feeling like you mentally prepared, you financially prepared, you physically prepared, not other people telling you it's time. Anyone that tells you it's time, respectfully tell them to.
Yeah, people are always there to give you advice or give you their input through good times, right? And then when things are bad, they are like nowhere to be found. So just don't listen to people trying to force you or impose whatever they dream they had or wish they could have accomplished, or the trouble they have in their relationship on you. Just because you can't have kids or just because you have 10 kids doesn't mean I should follow your path or doesn't mean I should follow the path that you should have followed, right? You should work on your own time, and that's it, right? You don't let people try to dictate your life, right? Like us, we work in our own time. I mean, I think we're in a comfortable situation, right? But we're working on our own time. Instead of having a kid, we got a dog.
It's your decision whether you want to have a kid or not the public's decision. Nobody else's decision, yours. And if you're not ready to be having a kid, you should be thinking about what would happen if I do get pregnant or if I do get this girl pregnant. And if you're a parent that's raising, I don't know, a teenager, those are things that you should drill into their head once they start having sex. Okay, you having sex, awesome. What's gonna happen if you get pregnant? Have you thought about that? I feel like no one brings that up to their kids, and they just think like, oh, it's all fun and games, and then it's like, oops.
Yeah. P.S. Don't try to trap no guy, and don't try to trap no woman, because if that person doesn't want to be with you, they're just gonna be there for the kid, and you're gonna suffer. So don't try to trap nobody. And yeah, there are some, especially them Haitian parents, right? They never want you to have sex, and then the second you like 25, they like, yo, when you're having a kid, bro, you never taught me about sex. I don't even know how to put that thing in. uh, anyway, that's what we had for you guys today.
Let us know in the comments what you thought of this video. What was your opinion? Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and share it with your friends. And thank you for watching.
And I hope you're not going through a bad situation or being judged in your life for having kid early or right after high school. And if you are, just tell them, I can do it for you too, but tell them to go. Alright, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right there.
Again, this is your boy Johnny Boy the Great. Please subscribe right here.